Yeah.
I'm like a silent guardian.
Wait, because whose turn is it anyway?
I don't know. I'll drop. I'll take one.
I think it was his turn, yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Okay, let's go.
Pretty soon I'll be scraping you off my boots.
So,
Yeah. Let's start on toxic.
yes, done.
A little bit of action here coming in first 20 seconds of this match, but yeah, just feeling each other out. Toxic on the Sorlag and RMV on Keel, and Keel on this map is I'm only like I've seen so many good matches with Keel on this map, but Sorlag also fantastic. You know, being able to like in these tight corridors, you know, use that spit as a combo. It's really good. So yeah.
Yeah, and he's so fast around the corners with the CPMA movement.
Yeah, that's for sure.
They're both actually playing great defensive plus back mode. RMV had definitely a surprise ready and Toxic does not fall for it. He takes a rail, but it's before the Mega Elf. Again, the angles that RMV is getting mean so much. But on the other hand, like there are so many armor shards on this one. Toxic gets one and actually had the opening damage in the last few seconds of the engagement. RMV dies the damage up.
Yeah, still, I mean, the past minute has looked really favorable for RMV. Now Toxic's been able to stack up a little bit again, but Toxic was kind of in the shit there for quite some time. Just had to really couldn't really encourage any form of fight there. Just really wanted to stay back and try and wait it out until we could get a better stack. Now it looks a lot better. It looks like it's kind of turned around, and there's gonna be a battle here for heavy, I think, or maybe not, because RMV picks it up, but it might be a battle for Megas. Here comes the two players. Nice combo from RMV, and it blocks down Toxic there. Looks very easily. Toxic barely got any damage back in return.
Yeah, it was just RMV being the trapper and Toxic the trappee. Like, they weren't really looking for a fight, and RMV just gets a great position out of the portal exit. And that gets him the first frag. And now Toxic is not doing enough damage. The Mega Health mid-fight meant a lot for RMV.
Yeah, and RMV is able to pick up that second frag as well, which definitely going to be beneficial here for him, and he's still doing a fairly good job at controlling the items here. But some nicely placed LG takes down RMV to very favorable HP for Toxic, but hits an air rail. Oh, nice. Toxic does manage to take it out in the end, but that was gnarly. I mean, RMV almost turned that around. But yeah, that's Toxic back. That's Toxic's way back into this game. And two rockets there, revealing where RMV was standing, and Toxic now seems to be in pretty good control here. LG across the map there from RMV, and a couple of nice pineapples, but yeah, gets railed again, and the lack of armor forces him to disappear from this position. I mean, he's really looking to get this heavy armor, because without it, he's kind of naked.
Yeah, RMV on the heavy. Toxic not getting any angle to do some extra damage. But this time around Toxic is working with the upper parts of this map.
Yeah, I feel like it's turned around a little bit. RMV was controlling quite nicely in the first stage of this match, but now it's kind of turned around. Toxic seems to be the one who's working in control when it comes to the items. RMV is very, very low. He's kind of stuck in here. Oh, walks right into the spit, but does pick up a little bit of health, but it's not quite enough for him. Toxic, just you know, with resilience, showing how he can pick that kill up.
Like the spit really meant that RMV was drawn out in a favorable position while already being low. So great uses of the ability from the lizard lady that Tox is playing right now.
Yeah, now it's 2-2, so curious to see what's gonna happen next. RMV with a... wow. What a combo.
Pineapple pizza in your face while it's hot. It's hurting.
Yummy. Here comes Toxic again, rolling in with a spit. Oh, 2 HP. And that was ice cold. Picks up the heavy armor. Still needs to find health pretty damn quick, otherwise he's screwed here. One rail to the face and he's gone. And well, here comes RMV. He knows that he's low, so he takes this engagement and he gets it. So nicely played from RMV using the knowledge that he gained from the last round and or last kill, I mean. And well, still 3-3. Anybody's game here. I mean, I feel like no one's really been able to establish a good control. I mean, it's kind of trade between the items. And
oh, nice. Like RMV thought the fight was over, but Toxic challenged him. Uses a rocket jump to get in the favorable position for the heavy. And actually that move scared Tox away. So Tox went to the mega health. Yet did not get the frag. RMV is recovered. And now in the upper position.
yeah, but RMV not looking healthy though. And it's gonna have to scavenge for some stuff, or else doesn't get that mega though. So it's still trading the items here. And 7 minutes on that clock. There's just 3 minutes left, and I feel like at this point players don't really want to engage for something too aggressively, because at this stage, I mean, it can cost you a lot. Toxic takes a lot of damage but deals a lot in return, but RMV finishes him off with a rail in the end. 4-3, but RMV as a result after that engagement is kind of low. He does pick up that armor, but Toxic knows that he's kind of still favorable here with his stack, and Mega is up. RMV is just waiting.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, Toxic was completely ready that RMV was holding an angle. So he dropped down and there was no sound cue for RMV, so Toxic gets a ton of opening damage.
Oh no, an RMV suicide. I mean, I thought RMV had lagged out there for sure first, but oh, the items goes for Toxic, and that was the turnaround. That's such a
and not only because of the frag, but also the items spawning after that fight.
yeah, it was just perfectly timed. Look,
What the F? How much is that? 47% accuracy on the LG for Tox. But RMV is not out yet. 90 seconds left. Oh, but he's now actually converted to rail only plus forward. Well, he's been having such a composed game.
Well, it was kind of working for him there, but oh, it's a trade though. I mean, it was kind of working for him, but Toxic was hitting a lot of rockets in return. And that's another nice damage there from RMV. Toxic gets wow, so much repo from that. And
What? He only has the tribal to work with and wins out
1
in
HP.
that fight.
1 HP, literally. Oh, he picks up a bubble now. His Toxic knew it was 1 HP, but he was very low himself. Oh, nice tribal. RMV low again. Story of this match, I suppose.
Yeah, the defensive damage from Tox. No, it took actually as an offense with the tribal. But it's giving Toxic great opportunity to get this map.
Yeah, well that's it though from Toxic. That was the frag that made the difference. I mean, I think it was over already, but 20 seconds now, 3 frags. There's no way that RMV can pick that up. Toxic just needs to survive, and yeah, the first map is gonna go to him. Vale is gonna go to Toxic. Well done from him. 8-6 is the final score. But definitely a valiant effort from RMV. Oh,
Yeah.
8-5. I mean.
Yeah, I do think he was a bit tilted. I hope he can recover. Because, yeah, he was making such good weapon decision. But that last frag 90 seconds before the end of the match. And then he just started to go real only up close. And yeah, against Toxic, that's not the best thing to do.
Yeah.
Let's see what's next up on the menu.
While we are getting set up, I was just in CIS and Spiros game, just on the streams, and they played first map Deep Embrace. It was, I think, 15-13 with 90 seconds remaining, and then CIS ended up taking the map. So they're going on to, I think, map 2 now as well, with CIS 1-0 up. So another close semi-final on the other side.
That's pretty cool though. That's Spiros managed to get that many rounds. I mean, like we said, we didn't know much about him. Just knew how he performed in the Polish Pro League. So yeah, interesting to see.
Would you mind if you guys take this next map as well? My my partner just got home and I need to carry some stuff up for her, so if you
Sure.
don't mind.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Awesome. And I'll be back for map 3 if there's one. I'll see you in a moment.
Okay.
Yeah, so we had a close Veil of North up until the 7.5 minute mark.
Yeah, I don't know when it was. I think it was like around 8 minutes.
True.
That Toxic dropped down behind RMV. He had no idea that he was behind him and got so much free damage, and that was like the turnaround. So yeah, perfectly after that he got the items and everything. So yeah, a little bit unlucky from RMV. That's how this game can be sometimes. I know that the sound cues aren't the best, but Awoken is a new chance for RMV to prove his worth here. I suppose we're gonna start watching him.
Yep.
That reason.
Yeah, it does get away from the first engagement with yeah, some stack left. Or pretty healthy.
Oh, RMV is so good at flicking rails. He's like using the rail in a slightly different manner than you normally see players do. I mean, that can be so beneficial if you can actually hit them. Yeah, an item trade between the players. Yeah, look at the flicks that he's pulling in. Like, he just keeps flicking with the rail. It's so interesting to see. Wow, what the hell?
Yeah,
Godlike rails.
you would say like now he does not play with acceleration anymore. That it would be less frantic, but he still goes for those shots. But yeah, it's showmanship. Toxic gets the net effect, and he actually leaves the heavy alone for quite a while.
RMV just looking for a way to escape right now, but he's stuck in this pit here. Oh, Toxic misses the last. If RMV takes, okay, I was gonna say if RMV picks that up, that would be horrendous from Toxic, but he does pick it up in the end. Gets an item as well, so he kind of saved himself there, but he was really close.
Yeah, he's definitely not feeling himself anymore. He actually in that last engagement before he died, he should have gone to the mega health. Like it was a ballsy play, and Toxic almost not ready for it, but he recovered quite nicely when he noticed that RMV was still attacking.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really know what's happening with RMV. He seems like he's kind of a little tilted already, which is not a good sign. Gotta work with that with that mental part. Really, it's like so important to keep your composure. I mean, this is where Toxic has competed so much, been in so many tight situations. And he doesn't panic. He doesn't get tilted. He just continues. Yeah, like a Terminator, like no feelings at all. And RMV needs to find his composure again if he's gonna find a way back into this map. I mean, this is do or die for him as well, because if he loses this, he's out.
Oh, he's left so low. Great decision Tox to go for the consistent damage with the starting machine gun. Yeah, RMV is not really happy with himself. That's...
Why is he typing so much? That's not good. What is he like? Is he commenting on his own performance?
Yeah, I think he's not happy with his own play.
Yeah, but what's the point of typing that in the chat? I mean,
Yeah, that's... I don't know. It doesn't help.
no, it's not a good trait actually. I mean, you just have to like ignore it, you know, just move on. It also helps Toxic in a way, because when you're showing your opponent that you're a little tilted, the opponent is gonna use that against you. And Toxic is now up 5-1, and yeah, looking grim for RMV. I mean, we know that Awoken is a small map, a lot can happen. He can turn around. He's playing Athena, which is a good champion for this map. But I mean, Toxic is on Doom. It's also the double jump. It's pretty much the same. Just comes down to the damage being dealt, I suppose, right now. Toxic comes spiraling in again with that LG, and RMV can't catch a break. I mean, constantly low, he doesn't have any armor to work with. Hits that rail, that's first step in his attempted comeback here. But he can't really face so much, because as soon as he's there, the Toxic comes in with the LG, and his LG is just so good.
Yeah.
And it just like takes away all of his HP. I mean, and RMV is tilting to oblivion right now. And yeah, I'd say it's already over at this point if he continues to tilt like this.
Yeah.
5-minute warning. Time.
Yeah, it's also Toxic, just really great weapon selection. I think Athena is just so allergic to LG, and it's the only weapon where you get consistent damage with. Like if you use a rocket launcher or anything else, it's so hard to hit Athena, because she's just yes, she can change position mid-air with those hooks.
Yeah. Yeah, and the gap is becoming bigger and bigger. It's now 7-1. RMV not really timing the items either, and it's not looking good for him right now. It's looking like, I mean, he's way out of his usual phase, and yeah, of course it's not only about that. It's also about, you know, Toxic playing, like you said, playing extremely well with the right weapon usage. But I don't know, RMV is already given up, it seems. I mean, he's running around with the gauntlet. I don't know.
Yeah, don't you move faster with the gauntlet? Just as you move faster or with the knife in CS?
I don't know.
No, I don't think that is the case anyway, but yeah. He's definitely out of this map. He is now doing some damage. Like if he gets into the zone and pressures Toxic into making mistakes, it can turn around.
It's just that time is definitely not on his side. It's just 3 minutes now, so he needs to like keep the pace up. He can't really let the time pass by too much, and I mean, every second matters at this point. I mean, for Toxic it's the complete opposite. He just needs to stay back and like, you know, well, keep his distance, of course, not completely stay back, but keep his distance. And because when it comes to champions, it's not like RMV has it's not like RMV's champ pick is much worse, you know, than Toxic. It's just that the way that they've been dealing damage has been like Toxic's weapon usage, as you mentioned, has been so good.
Tank.
And also items, Toxic has picked up 11 heavies and 10 megas, and RMV is just on 3 heavies and 5 megas, so also plays a role, of course. Almost for like at least half the map he's been working with a deficit in items, but here we go, 3 to 7. I mean, that gap is narrowing a little bit now.
Yeah, 2 minutes to go.
Tank.
It is possible if he steps on the gas.
Impressive.
Oh, the damage, the defensive damage output from RMV is lucky to not get hit by that rocket.
Yeah, and he knew he shouldn't have stayed there, so he fell back. But if you look at his stack, he's doing pretty well now. Mega is also up for grabs, so Toxic is definitely working with a deficit. This could be a frag here. Oh no, he loses him. That's smart of Toxic to just stay. Whoa. Okay, nice predicted rocket.
No rope trick for RMV.
1 minute warning.
Ooh, and Toxic
Impressive.
can actually fall back to this heavy. Oh, this is a major setback. Yeah, if we were witnessing a comeback, I think it's now being stopped by RMV losing out on the heavy.
Yeah. I think the RMV is calling GG here. Just stop
Yeah.
moving. I'm actually so bad I have lost this match. I think I've
Yeah,
lost.
yeah. I think he's talking about himself, but it is toxic to say this while
Yeah, I think it
you are
is.
playing. Like it's a little bit of disrespect.
Yeah. It sure is. Because in a way, when you're saying that, oh, I should have won this matchup, you're also kind of saying that you think you're better than the opponent.
True.
And it's
Yeah.
okay to think that in your head. I mean, Toxic obviously thinks he's better than RMV, but you don't have to say it.
True. Yeah, and the numbers say something different, right?
Yeah, of course.
But yeah,
So, yeah.
RMV is still a bit struggling with the mental aspect of dueling.
That's completely understandable since he came into the scene rather recently. Toxic's been around since like 2003 or something like that. I think he's been around even longer, but yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and you really see, like, if he can keep his composure, he can match or even outplay Toxic.
Yeah.